Hey there YouTube, it's your girl, Ace. Clip Studio Paint just updated to have a time-lapse feature the other day, so I decided it was about time for me to make another speed paint. I decided to draw two of my original characters, Tolly and Morpheus, who I'll get into more later in the video. I made them for a comic that I'm working on. It's about a circus with supernatural creatures as the performers. It's like more of a romance comedy than it is anything super serious. So there's not a big, plot to do with the circus, that's more the setting. So because I was feeling especially self-indulgent, and because it's a romance comic, I decided to draw the two main characters having a smooch. But I did realize fairly quickly that smooches are harder to draw than I anticipated, and that's why I hadn't drawn them in over a year. And after a lot of struggle and a lot of thumbnails, lots of references, I ended up having something that I was super happy with in the end. I don't think it's anywhere near perfect, but it's definitely a huge improvement from the last kiss I drew, which, again, was over a year ago, so that's to be expected. I was originally going to draw some of my other characters kissing, but I decided that the way the pose turned out didn't really have their vibe. The other characters were some of the ones that I've mentioned before on this channel. They're more angry and less, lovey-dovey smoochy kind of people in their relationship dynamic, so I decided to draw these ones instead. And I liked the pose so much that I ended up not wanting to draw clothes over it because it would have covered a lot of the anatomy and made the silhouette very unclear. So in the end I just decided to be like, hey, they're shirtless. What of it? They're kissing, they're shirtless, and it's fine. Everything is good. Do not demonetize me, YouTube. It's okay. There's no bits showing. There's not even a man nipple in there. It's fine. Anyway, that aside, let me tell you about these characters. Tolly is the shorter one with the short hair, and he's a fairly young vampire by vampire standards. He's kind of a brat and also the main character. He's the main character, I should say. Morpheus is still a pretty most character. There are only 4 characters, and Tolly is the main one. So he's also a scaredy cat and a crybaby, and the type to think he can get away with anything just because he has a cute face. And, I mean, that's very fair. I would let him get away with a lot because he has a cute face, but he's also my character, so kind of my child, and so I'm biased, basically. And having the ability to charm humans with his vampire magic probably didn't help him become any more responsible. If anything, it just cemented the idea that he can get away with anything. But he can't use his magic on Morpheus. Morpheus is also a vampire. The main plot of the comic is that Tolly has a crush on Morpheus and has to win him over the old-fashioned way because he can't rely on his magic powers. Morpheus is, a pretty cool guy. He's very charismatic, as he should be, being the ringmaster of the circus. He's strict to the other members of the circus troupe, but only because he cares about them. He cares about them, a lot, really. He's, kind of a dad to the other members of the circus troupe. Except for Tolly. Tolly comes in later and is very clear about his romantic intentions from the start. So Morpheus is can't be your dad. You like me, and that would be weird if I acted like your dad. And he's pretty easily flustered, and he's a big worrywart, and Tolly thinks that is very cute. Stammered a bit there, but am I going to cut it out? No, because I've tried to record this 3 times now, and this is the 4th time, and I just want it to be done. I'm really excited to draw these 2 more, especially for the comic that I'm making of them. I'm almost finished scripting the first chapter, so things are coming along really nicely. I'm not sure how detailed I'm going to have the shading be in the actual comic. I like how it looks here, in this drawing, but it took a bit longer than is probably reasonable for a consistent upload schedule, especially by, webtoon, webcomic standards in general. I'll have to do some test pages with different styles to see which turns out best, so maybe I'll make a video out of those too. Who knows? If you want to see that, consider subscribing to stick around and go on this journey with me. Until next time!